Good morning. Myself, Mr. Dibyendu Mondal, Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering Department of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management under JIS Group. Today, I am discussing about indeterminate stress. This is the class of solid mechanics, and after that, it is uploaded in YouTube. If you like, you subscribe my channel Dibyendu Mondal. Okay, now let's start. Hello, today I am discussing analysis of bars of composite section. Actually, a bar made up of two or more bars of equal length but of different material, rigidly fixed with each other and behaving as one unit for extension or compression when subjected to an axial, tensile or compressive load is called a composite bar. For the composite bar, the following 2 points are very important, L and P. The first one is the extension or compression in each bar is equal. Hence, deformation per unit length, that is the strain in each bar, is equal. The total external load on the composite bar is equal to the sum of the loads carried by each different material. So P, that is the total length of the composite bar, L is equal to length of composite bar and also the length of the bars of different material. Area A1 cross sectional area, A2 area of cross section of bar 2, E1 that is the Young's modulus of bar 1, E2 Young's modulus of bar 2, P1 is the load shared by bar 1 and P2 is the load shared by bar 2. Stress induced in bar 1 and stress induced in bar 2. Now, the total load on the composite bar is equal to the sum of the load carried by two bars. P is equal to P1 plus P2. The stress in the bar 1, that is the load carried by bar 1 divided by area of cross section of bar 1. Sigma is equal to P1 by A1. So P1 is equal to sigma 1 A1. Similarly, stress in bar 2, sigma 2 is equal to P2 by A2. P2 is equal to sigma 2 A2. Substituting the values P1 and P2 in equation, we get P is equal to sigma 1 A1 plus sigma 2 A2. Since the end of the two bars are rigidly connected, each bar will change in length by the same amount. Also, the length of each bar is same and hence the ratio of change in the length to the original length will be same for each bar. But strain in bar 1, that is the stress in bar 1 divided by Young's modulus of bar 1, sigma 1 by E1. Similarly, strain in bar 2, sigma 2 by E2. But strain in bar 1, that is equal to strain in bar 2, sigma 1 by E1 equal to sigma 2 by E2. From equation 4 and 5, stresses sigma 1, sigma 2 can be determined by substituting the values of sigma 1 and sigma 2. Another one is the modular ratio. The ratio of capital E1, Young's modulus 1 and Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity 2 is called modular ratio of the first material to the second. This is the one numerical problem. A steel rod of 3 cm diameter is enclosed centrally in a hollow copper tube of external diameter 5 cm and internal diameter 4 cm. The composite bar is then subjected to an axial pull 45,000 Newton. If the length of each bar is equal to 15 cm, determine the stresses in the rod and the tube. Load carried by each bar. E is equal to 2.1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. For copper, 1.1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. Diameter of the steel rod, that is equal to 3 cm, that is equal to 30 mm. Area of the steel rod AS, that is equal to pi by 4 into 30 square. External diameter of the copper tube, that is equal to 5 cm, that is equal to 50 mm. Internal diameter of the copper tube, that is equal to 4 cm, equal to 40 mm. So area of the copper tube, that is equal to pi by 4 into 50 square minus 40 square. So that is equal to 706.86 millimeter square. Axial pull of composite bar P is equal to 45,000 Newton. Length of each bar, that is L is equal to 1.2. L is equal to 15 length of each bar 15 cm, and Young's modulus for steel ES is equal to 2.1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. Young's modulus for copper EC, that is equal to 1.1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. The stress in the rod and tube, that is equal to sigma S is equal to stress in the steel. PS is equal to load carried by steel rod. Sigma C is equal to stress in copper. PC is equal to load carried by the copper tube. So, when you solve this type of numerical problem, first one, strain in the steel, that is equal to strain in copper. Sigma S by ES, that is equal to sigma C by EC. Sigma S, that is equal to ES by EC into sigma C. 2.1 into 10 to the power 5 divided by 11 into 10 to the power 5 into sigma C. That is equal to 1.909 sigma C. Okay, now after that, load is equal to stress is equal to load by area. So load on steel plus load on copper, that is equal to the total load. So you may write down sigma S into AS plus sigma C into AC, that is equal to P. So 1.909 sigma C into 706.86 plus sigma C into 706.86, that is equal to 45000. Now sigma C equal to sigma C, that is equal to 1.909 into 706.86 plus 706.86, that is equal to 4500. So after calculating 2056.25 sigma C is equal to 45000. Sigma C equal to 21.88 Newton per millimeter square. Substituting the value of sigma C in this equation, we get load carried by each bar, that is equal to, actually load is equal to stress multiplied by area. So therefore load carried by steel rod PS, that is equal to sigma S multiplied by AS. So 41.77 if you calculate multiplied by 706.86 equal to 29525.5 Newton. Okay. So load carried by the copper tube, that is equal to PC is equal to 45,000 minus 29525.5. So that is equal to 1547.4.5 Newton. Okay, 1547.4.5 Newton. Another one is a compound tube consists of steel tube 140 mm internal diameter and 160 mm external diameter and an outer brass tube 160 mm internal diameter and 180 mm external diameter. The two tubes are of the same length. The compound tube carries an axial load of 900 kN. Find the stresses and the load carried by each tube and the amount in shortens. Length of each tube is equal to 140 mm. And take E is equal to E for steel, that is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. And for brass as 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. For this type of problem, first one you write down. Okay, according to this problem, first one the numerical data one by one you write down. It is your first work. So first one, internal diameter of the steel tube written 140 mm. External diameter of the steel tube 160 mm. Area of the steel tube AS pi by 4 160 square minus 140 square. So 4712.4 millimeter square. Internal diameter of the brass tube is equal to 160 millimeter. And external diameter of the brass tube, that is equal to 180 millimeter. Area of the brass tube AB, that is equal to 180 minus 160 square into pi by 4. So that is equal to 505340.7 millimeter square. Axial load carried by compound tube, that is equal to P is equal to 900 kilonewton. So 900 into 1000. So that is equal to 900 Newton. Length of each tube L is equal to 140 millimeter. And capital E for steel, that is ES is equal to 2 times 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square, and E for brass 1 times 10 to the power of 5 Newton per millimeter square. Now when calculation comes, now strain in the steel, strain in brass, sigma S by ES, that is equal to sigma B by EB. Sigma S, that is equal to ES by EB into sigma B. So 2 into 10 to the power 5 divided by 1 times 10 to the power 5. So therefore sigma B is equal to 2 into sigma B, sigma S is equal to 2 into sigma B. Now load on steel plus load on brass is equal to total load. Total load sigma S multiplied by AS plus sigma B multiplied by AB, that is equal to 900,000. So 2 sigma B multiplied by 4712.4 plus sigma B into 5340.7, 900,000. So 14765.5 sigma B, that is equal to 900,000. So therefore sigma B is equal to 900,000 divided by 14765.5, 60.95 Newton per millimeter square. Substituting the value of PB in equation, sigma S is equal to 2 into 60.95, 121.9 Newton per millimeter square. Load carried by brass tube is equal to stress multiplied by area, sigma B multiplied by AB, 60.95 into 5340.7 Newton. Load carried by steel tube, so that is equal to 900 minus 325.515, that is equal to 574.485 kilonewton. Decrease in length of the compound tube Actually decrease in length of either of the tubes, decrease in length of brass tube, strain in brass tube into original length. So sigma B by EB into L into 60 point is equal to 60.95 divided by 1 into 10 to the power 5 multiplied by 140. So after calculation, so first one, step by step calculation. First one, now load on steel is equal plus load on brass is equal to total load. Okay, when you solve this type of numerical problem. And another one is the load carried by the brass tube, that is equal to stress multiplied by area, and load carried by the steel tube, that is equal to 900 minus 325.515. Decrease in length of the compound tube, decrease in length of either of the tube is equal to decrease in length of the brass tube. Strain in the brass tube multiplied by original length. Another one is another one question, two vertical load, one of steel and the other of copper, are each rigidly fixed at the top and 50 centimeter apart. One important question, diameter and length of each rods are 2 centimeter and 4 meter respectively. A crossbar fixed to the rods at the lower end carries a load of 5000 Newton such that the crossbar remains horizontal even after loading. Find the stress in each rod and the position of the load on the bar. Take capital E for steel is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square, and E for copper, that is equal to 1 times 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. Distance between the rod is equal to 50 centimeter is equal to 500 millimeter. Diameter of steel rod, that is equal to diameter of copper rod, is equal to 2 centimeter, that is equal to 20 millimeter. Area of steel rod, that is equal to area of copper rod, that is equal to pi by 4 into 20 square, that is equal to 100 pi millimeter square. AS is equal to AC is equal to 100 pi millimeter square. Okay. So now another one problem. Okay, so 100 pi millimeter square. So another one problem. Two brass rods and one steel rod together supports a load as shown in figure. When you previous problem you solve this one, ASAC, and then the load corresponding this one. Okay, you may solve, try to solve. Okay, some hints are there and you try to solve. Two brass of rods of one steel rod together support a load if the stresses in the brass and steel are not exceed 60 Newton per millimeter square and 120 Newton per millimeter square. Very important problem. Another one, E for steel is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square, and for brass 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. The cross-sectional area of the steel rod is equal to 1500 millimeter square, and each brass rod is 1000 millimeter square. The steel stress in brass is equal to sigma B is equal to 60 Newton per millimeter square. Stresses in steel is equal to 120 Newton per millimeter square. E for steel, yes, 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. E for brass, 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. Area of steel rod AS is equal to 1500 millimeter square. Area of the brass rod 2 into 1000 2000 millimeter square. length of the steel rod LS is equal to 170 millimeter, length of the brass rod LB is equal to 100 millimeter. The decrease in the length of the steel rod should be equal to the decrease in length of the brass rod, but decrease in length of steel rod, that is equal to strain in steel rod multiplied by length of steel rod, that is equal to ES into LS, where ES is the strain in the steel. Similarly, decrease in length of brass rod, that is equal to strain in brass rod multiplied by length of brass rod, EB into LB, where EB is the strain in the brass rod. After calculating ES into LS, that is equal to EB into LB, okay, strain into length, original length, means both elongation will be equal. So strain in steel is equal to strain in steel, actually stress in steel is equal to strain in steel multiplied by ES. So therefore sigma S is equal to sigma epsilon capital ES is ES, and similarly sigma B is equal to EB capital EB. Dividing the equation sigma S by sigma B, ES by capital ES, EB by capital EB, so that is equal to 100 by 170 into 2 into 10 to the power 5 divided by 1 into 10 to the power 5, 1.176. Suppose steel is permitted to reach its safe stress 2 times 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. The corresponding stress in brass will be sigma B is equal to sigma S by 1.176, that is equal to 17.1.7 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. Okay, now this one 1.7 into 10 to the power of 5, which exceed the safe stress 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square for brass. Therefore, let brass be allowed to reach its safe stress 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. Then corresponding stress in steel will be 1.176 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square, which is less than 2 times 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. Total load, that is equal to P, equal to load on steel plus load on copper. So sigma SAS plus sigma BAB, 1.176 into 10 to the power 5 into 1500 plus 1 into 10 to the power 5 into 2000. So after calculating 37,3764 into 10 to the power 5, so 376.4 mega Newton. Okay. Thank you. This is the end of my lecture. If you like my lecture, you have to subscribe my channel, and if feel free, you may contact any time to clear your doubt, okay, through mail or through WhatsApp or through mobile phone. Okay, thank you.